but I'm probably going to add to tomorrow if it breaks right here. Hey everybody, hope you had a great trading day. So what the heck happened? We started off great and then we just fell apart, and let's discuss why. And it's really falling down to Apple. It's not Apple's fault, but the news is what's driving the market. How we respond is what's done, right? So in other words, news is not good nor bad, it's just news. How the market reacts is what is really what we need to focus on. So I hope that's clear. It sounded clearer when I said it the first time. But what we're looking for is some kind of pattern. So we came up to this level and we just completely rejected. That's not what you want to see. You're above the 50, you want it to push. Coming out and saying, by the way, one of the world's largest tech companies is no longer going to increase hiring, but slow down hiring is not what anybody wants to hear. Not especially when we're starting to get going into this. So what we're seeing here is we saw a nasty reversal on that news, and let's go through and take a look. So let's get rid of all these indicators because we don't really need them for right now. So you broke down right here on that news, and it was just straight selling. So what we had was a bunch of people that bought that realized that, wow, I still have a problem. When you see a bar like this on a 15-minute chart and it encompasses literally hours, if not days of trading, okay, that's a really negative sign. It's very hard to short that here because it's like a $2 bar in 15 minutes. And you don't know if you're going to regress up halfway up that bar, what you're going to do on that news. You could probably use this on the breakdown to short it. For me, it was just wait for the H to set up, wait for this to break, and then it kind of tells you where we could be heading tomorrow. Today, as I've been saying, and I said in the trading room, this is day one, okay? Day one. This is not the end of the selling. This is probably the beginning. Why? This is a doji, and dojis have, right, these little wicks at the end. Wicks are what? Price rejection. So when you flip them, you kind of see where you're at, and then you can see which side won. Well, this point on that doji is a spot where somebody comes out and says, I will buy everything you have, and that's why the stock stops going down, right? Lack of supply, increased demand, stock goes back up. Well, whoever bought there or whoever was there on Friday, they are no longer there. Right? If you think about it that way, it starts to make a little more sense. So now they're out of the way. Okay, what does that mean? We're going to start focusing on what it means. It means that people are just selling and just looking at this going, just get me out. I gave it a shot. I thought we were going to break out. We did the higher high. I thought we'd push. And we did not. We did not have to sell down on that news. It should not be a shock to anybody that these companies are coming out and laying people off. Let's take a look at Tesla and what Tesla did today. All right. So these are the lines that you have on Tesla. And all we've done so far, and I really want to stress this on Tesla, all we've done is pull back day one. We haven't even hit a lower low yet. We're not even below that doji yet. Reminder, earnings this week. Okay. So you have earnings coming out on the 20th, 2 days from now, earnings. So I don't see anything super technical here. What I would be looking for tomorrow is if I break that level, 718.81, I'd be looking at putting a short on and then seeing how it responds to 685 and going from there. That's the trade right now, okay? That's the trade. These are rejection levels, and you can see them. I'm going to leave these lines in because they're pertinent, but these are rejection level, and you can see it right here. Rejection, wicks are what? Price rejection. So you can see that fairly clearly coming into there. So that's how I would do it for the short-term traders, and that's what I would look for if I was a short-term trader. Long-term trader, you're trying to buy a position in Tesla. How you're going to do that in the next 48 hours going into earnings is beyond me, especially when you have an asymmetrical wedge. You can't do it. You can do anything you want. It just doesn't make sense. This is one that we've been buying in the trading room, and we actually added to it today on the breakout. I'm going to throw this out there. If you want to be buying stocks right now, I'm going to show you one that worked and one that didn't work that I think still has potential to work. If you want to be out there buying things right now, you need to buy things that are disconnected from what's going on. Okay, you need to buy things that don't have as much risk of inflation. That doesn't matter if a recession is coming or mitigates those risks, if that makes sense, right? So this is a company which is basically all the old Sears stores. It's like 30 million square feet of real estate, and it was trading at like 30 cents, literally 30 cents on the dollar of tangible assets. So they got together and said, hey, we're going to sell the company. They appointed a new chairman. The board unanimously already agreed to sell the company. What happened? right? Breaks out, forms a flag, flag breaks out, gives you another entry, boom, boom. This is not over, okay? I'm just going to tell you this right now. Whether you buy the next breakout, whether you wait for the next breakout of 1328, might want to set an alert to that, okay? If book value, which I have at 1775 or 1779 right now, if I'm at that level of book value, that's the minimum that they're going to get for this company, which kind of puts you right about here, okay? Puts you up at that level. So this has room. And as more people start looking today and saying, hey, what's up on the day? These kinds of names are going to start getting more and more attention. And I want to point out another one, okay? And I just started building a position in this. There's nothing technically redeeming about this. Let me state that again. There is nothing technically redeeming about this. And I'm going into earnings coming up shortly, and I have Snap's earnings coming out Thursday, right? So what I like about it is I like that Elliott Management took a 10% position in the name. And if I can, Elliott Management is a very large, very well respected vulture fund, okay? And if they take a position in your company, they're only doing it for one reason. And that reason is because they want to sell your company, or they're going to cut costs by cutting employees, and they're going to drive the stock price up. They're going to sell their stock and get out of the way. Usually they look for mergers. Sometimes they take board seats and build over time. But it's very clear to see where they started building that 10% position, okay, when it stopped dropping. So if I can be in there around the same price, why wouldn't I give it a try and start building a position? This is no longer tied to the indexes the same exact way. It's just not tied to the indexes the same way anymore. That's very obvious today when the NASDAQ drops 1% and this drops what? 15 basis points, okay? They're the kinds of names that you want to be looking for in this kind of environment. Names like this, Coin, I understand everyone's getting giddy again because Bitcoin's going up. Okay, Coinbase is no longer even the #1 largest exchange out there. It's now Binance. Okay, they have more Bitcoin. Binance has more Bitcoin than Coinbase. So they're no longer even the market leader in that. There's a lot of problems going on here. There's reasons why they're getting licensed regulatory in Italy and these other places. It's people are viewing it as a good thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't view it as a good thing. As time goes along, if Bitcoin is adopted more and more and more people are going to trade it, costs are going to come down. No different than stocks. Okay, these people, when they went public, they were earning 4% of assets under management, right? And I walked through my short thesis on this before. Okay, just to put it in perspective, Schwab owns 25 basis points under management. All right, so this is a long way to go down. I would see if it could break like a little doji here and go from there. The other one that I am still shorting and did not add to today, but I'm probably going to add to tomorrow if it breaks right here. And this is setting up beautifully. So you have earnings tomorrow night. Okay, I have my little doji right here. If I gap down lower tomorrow, I might try and do a trade and see if I can get even more of a short position on before it. I just want to point this out. I have no idea if they're going to have a positive or negative reaction to news. What I will say is based on what I just saw with Apple today and the simple hint that they're slowing down, not even laying people off, but just slowing down, and how we reacted to that leads me to believe that I could have another really bad day here in Netflix, which gives me the ability to continue to hold puts on it and see what happens. You know, the last time this one was down 20%, 100 points, 28%. Let's move that down just a little bit, okay? And you can see that pretty clearly there. The other thing that we should pay attention to is this. And, please comment on these videos. That's why I'm going over more of a macro view. I actually read all the comments and respond to them. It just takes some time. I'm really interested in what's going on here. I pointed out this positive divergence on energy. It's somewhat holding in there. Let's see how that holds in there. But overall, we're holding our own, and I'm pretty happy about that. So let's see how that does. But if you look at the underlying names, like Exxon, they're not falling apart. So just keep that in mind. It's definitely something that I would focus on. And let's just go through these indexes very, very quickly because I really think it's very important for you to see this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click all notifications because what we go over here is very, very timely. So see this line right here? That's the 50-day. This is day one of rejection. The only reason why I wouldn't go super heavy on that rejection is because like this one that gap down, right? You have the lower lows and the gap and the island gap, right? The reason I wouldn't go too crazy with it because this is my higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So I could still reverse. The reason why I'm doubting that possible reversion is because of how we acted on a very simple statement by Apple. That was a really nasty reversal that should not have happened. So this is day one where we were, quote, unable to break above the 50-day SMA, which is not what you want to see. This couldn't even get up to it. This got right to that 390 level. We've been talking about this 390 level for about a month now. You can see when it started back here, support becomes what? Rejection. And that's exactly what took place. So this is day one of the rejection, okay? Doesn't mean it's over, but you need confirmation if you're thinking about going long again. You need to get over this level. Now, if you can get over this, okay? If you can get over this, then it's definitely something to pay attention to. So that's it. That's all I have. Everybody have a great evening. If you're interested in the trading room and what goes on in there, just click in the top right. You will see the preview link. Have a good night, everybody, and trade to win.